What do you enjoy about streaming or hope to get out of it? My favorite part about streaming is building a community with the chat and everything. It's my favorite part, and it's what I hope to accomplish myself is just to build a nice, positive community of like-minded people like me. We all gather around video games or, anime or whatever brings us together here on my channel. Do you consider yourself an entertainer? Why or why not? I don't really consider myself an entertainer because I don't. It's kind of a weird question. Like I don't consider myself an entertainer. I just consider myself a guy chilling in a room, and if anybody wants to hang out with me, it's like feeling back in the day, like as a kid, like you can't really knock on someone's door and say, "Hey, can Infinity come out and play?" How much time do you spend per week streaming or working on stream? Well, right now I'm just starting, so I've been trying to work on it for the last 2 or 3 months, but I've had issues with the internet living out in the country. But I want to start doing full-time streaming, like 5 times a week, maybe even 7 times a week. All depends on my schedule, but I think 5 times a week would be good to give me some days for editing and stuff. 5 times a week, and then for as far as hours, just start at a normal scheduled time and end whenever I get tired, pretty much. Depending on the game, like some nights can go all night into the next day. Who are the streamers that you admire? What do you admire about them? To be honest, I haven't really been on Twitch very long as far as being a watcher. But I don't know. I guess there's 2 streamers that I admire. One is named Reese Cups and the other is named Reckless. So the first 2 streamers that I ever got involved in their community, actually stayed with and watched. And they seem to be, in the same path, and they seem to be very similar to my goals and stuff. So I like hanging out with them in their communities.
What do you enjoy about streaming or hope to get out of it? Okay. So let's start with the hope to get out of it, right? I started streaming March 2020. I got into streaming because I was already, I was playing PC games all the time, right? I was a PC gamer. I was playing a lot of games, and then one of my best friends was streaming, and I was like, oh, I'll start hanging out on your stream, right? And we were very small. He was very, very small. 5 viewers maybe. Right? He would play some shooters, but mostly old school RuneScape. And I was like, you know what? This just seems kind of fun, right? This seems like my kind of vibe. I could do this. And I basically only played shooters at the time, right? So I bought a $30 webcam and like $30 mic kit on Amazon, set those up. I started streaming and I had a fucking ultra wide monitor, right? So I was streaming on an ultra wide monitor and then compressing it, like, smushing it into OBS. So it looked terrible, right? It was awful, right? And initially I didn't expect to get anything out of streaming. I joined a Discord for new streamers, which was just a bunch of people looking to kind of start streaming and looking for people who were in the same boat as them, who wanted to be supportive of other people who were starting, right? So I joined that, and that was honestly a big thing for me, because once I started streaming, like once I started putting myself on camera, like live, it became very natural. And I've always hated being on camera. I've always been super self-conscious of my image and everything. I've hated pictures taken of me, and I think maybe it's just because I was never in a comfortable environment to be on camera, right? Pictures, every time pictures were taken of me, it was always just like, it always felt like so forced. It was just like, oh, we're taking a picture, and I'm like, Where this was like, I can sit here, I can control the environment, I can do something that I love doing and be on camera, right? And that's fun. And maybe I'll meet some friends and meet some people who are cool, right? And then just it started doing really well, like really quick. So my initial what I wanted out of stream was nothing. I didn't want anything out of stream. I had no expectations, you know, outside of maybe meeting a couple new friends. And then it grew and it grew and it grew, and I was like, okay, we can make something more out of this. So I started putting money and resources into better equipment and, you know, just improving my stream and like putting more time into my OBS to make things look better. And I really cared a lot about how my stream looked, which is why I invested so much, because in my thought process was, if somebody's coming into my stream for the first time and my stream looks terrible, they're gonna leave, even if I'm being like, they're gonna be just immediately turned off, right? I could have a good personality and a bad looking stream and they might stay, or I could have a good personality and a good looking stream and they're gonna be even more likely to stay, right? So that was my thought process. I started investing a lot into cameras, mics, lighting, changing just literally the room that I streamed in. So obviously that's been difficult as I've moved places 3 times now. Well, 4, I guess, if you want to, you know, count those couple months. But and I've always just tried to make my stream look as good as possible. What do I want out of it now? I mean, it's a business at this point, right? Even when I don't make as much money as I hope to make from it, I still enjoy it. So there's definitely a financial aspect that I want from streaming, but there's so much more fulfillment that you get from streaming than any other job I've ever done, right? And I think that part plays into what I enjoy so much about streaming is you build a community kind of around yourself. So I think if you're a good person, right, you get to build a good community around you. And I've built an amazing community, better than I am. I know people are gonna yell at me for that, but like the people that have surrounded me in this community are just like literally the highlight of like every day. And I stream more for them than I do for any financial gain at this point, because they're just so incredible, and they're so supportive of me, and they're so supportive of everyone else that comes into this community, whether you're here for a day or you're here for 3 years. They're, you know, they love everyone, right? Consider yourself an entertainer. Why or why not? Yes, I would say yes, right? Because as a streamer, you do have to entertain, right? So that your job is to be an entertainer. It might be a different, you know, might be not the typical description of what people would think as an entertainer. But you have to find ways to entertain every day, right? Because, you know, we can have a wholesome community, which we do, and like we can have a loving and amazing community, but at the end of the day, I can't sit here and bore them all, you know. I gotta have some sort of entertainment. So I do consider myself an entertainer. I think a lot of people, when they think entertainer, it's like a fake thing, you know, like people are just like, you're putting on a show, which to an extent, you know, I do have to probably try to up my confidence more than what it actually is. How much time do you spend per week streaming or on your works? Okay, so that's a really interesting question at the time, because I've been live for 38 days in a row. I've been live for 891 hours straight, but that's because we're doing a subathon, right? So my normal schedule is Monday. I'll say my normal schedule is Monday through Friday from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. So we spend what, 20 hours a week live streaming, and then I probably spend probably another 10 to 15 just working on stuff. I don't have a lot of time to edit at the moment. I think if I had time to edit, like if I also work. I work 30 hours a week. 28 to 32 hours a week plus streaming. So a lot of my work time I use to engage in my Discords and kind of network with my other streamers that I know, which is nice. Like I'm very happy that my work situation is really good for streaming. Like it's a very good combo. Like I've been streaming from work for the last 3-4 weeks at this point. When I have a game show coming up, so I run a game show that I've created, right? Which is it's fantastic, right? This is like the default scene, then we have a final scene and everything. So if it's a week of a game show, I probably spend a good 50 hours in prep. Like it's an all day, every day thing for a solid week to prep for a game show. What are streamers that you admire, and what do you admire about them? So I don't really watch a lot of big streamers. Most of the streamers I watch are people that I'm friends with and have made relations with through streaming. So I would say my two favorite streamers are Mike O'Brien and Skatebeard. Mike O'Brien is one of my best friends, and watching him grow has been just an unbelievable experience, because it's, you know, when you watch your friends do something that's like so spectacular and you watch them succeed, it's such like, it feels fucking good for you, you know? So Mike O'Brien has been just fucking skyrocketing up and just being amazing, right? He's got to be like one of the most charismatic, funny people you'll ever meet. He's so quick. He can make any situation entertaining at all times. A lovable gun, yeah. I've definitely tried to mimic some shit he's done for sure. Even before he blew up, right? Like before he became huge. It was just, he was. I think anyone who knew him for a long time never understood why the fuck he was like 50, 60 viewers for so long. Skatebeard is gotta be just like, Skatebeard's a fucking enigma, man. This guy, I think Skatebeard will blow up eventually too, because he is just the funniest fucking guy I have ever seen in my entire life.
What do you enjoy most about streaming or hope to get out of it? The most I enjoy about streaming
Please,
is the
continue.
umus.
May all your journeys.
I'll pause that. I would have to say meeting people, making friends. Like the meeting people has been probably overall. I'm not super social outside of streaming, so it's like my outlet there. You say an entertainer? I would, because the service I'm providing is entertainment. Preferably, yeah, I would. The service I provide is entertainment. I wouldn't say. It's hard to determine, because like, what else would, like, customer service is also a service, but it's not entertainment. It's to help someone find something or get something, to manage their need, right? And then this would be just for fun. It's to keep people engaged, to keep people having a good time. It's like there's no requirement, I would say too. Like me doing this for people isn't something I have to do by law or anything. I do it because I want to, if that makes sense. How much time do you spend a week streaming or working on your stream? Okay. So I stream usually Tuesdays to Thursdays. I'm not streaming
I'll
this
take a
Thursday.
wine, please.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Because I'm streaming Friday instead. But I usually stream 3 days a week from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. So it's 4 hours. 12 hours. And then on a few Saturdays, which is like 2 to 3 hours. So I would say around 15 hours a week. And then on adjustment for stream time, I would say I put a few hours in as well, maybe like 6 hours divided amongst the week because I also work from home for like 2 different jobs. I'm the one holding her hostage. No, I like doing this, guys. But yeah, I would give it like 25 hours, give or take. A little bit under, a little bit more, depending on the week and if there's festivities, events, or like holidays that I want to prepare for. Like some weeks are pretty easy, I don't have to do adjustments, or other weeks like this, I'm going to be playing Friday the 13th on Friday, so I set up a whole bunch of like Halloween stuff that I'm going to be doing. Who are the streamers that you admire? Oh shit. What do you admire about them? 38 left? It is 38 days. Damn. That you admire. What do you admire? Oh, this is such a hard question for me. But who are the streamers you admire? Of course, Reckless. Of course, Reckless. Such a great guy, honestly, and works so hard. And the different ideas that he comes up with, just for like engagement with chat, or just like stream ideas, or just things that he has fun with, that he can involve like everybody in. Just like endless amount of ideas. Great community that comes with it too. Literally, guy's a beast. So I really admire Reckless. He keeps the grind going, and just great beyond that. There's a ton of other people. I have a few friends, like my friend Bemby. They're a streamer that I really admire as well. They work really hard. Actually, yeah, they do streaming, and then they work as well for Markiplier and shit. Why can't I remember names right now? They work for Cloaks, like the cloak business, and they're doing a whole bunch of work and just like are running across the country all the time, having a blast, and like they're really nice and just super cool person. Wow, there's just amazing people out there that I think I just admire people. That's a better way of me breaking it down. I admire people. I'm gonna keep saying the same stuff back and gonna run around in a circle with how I talk about it, but yeah, I just really admire people and when they're passionate about something. So it's hard to find a streamer I don't admire, if that's a good way of putting it. That's awesome. Thank you so much for answering my questions. I really appreciate it. Of course. I love doing questionnaires. Anything to help, especially you getting an education. That's always proud of you. Good luck in that. I really hope it goes well for you as well. Mic drop? Mic drop.